And, oh, did I mute? No, let's go ahead and mute. And I think let me just, you're saying, is it muted, Sally? Are we good to go? And if Janice just, well, where are you, Janice? Janice, you are on Tuesday morning. That's not going to work. I'll send her an email and then we're going to get started saying you're trying to log on the wrong day. And then we're going to start standing tonight. So don't get too comfortable as we are going to access these trauma responses. Go for a Thursday. All right. Now let's go. I'm going to go back to gallery. Oh, there she is. So walk around a little bit, sort of erase the day. You found us, Janice. Good. Habits. And that habit energy of movement gets lost in our bodies. And one of the things that somatics helps us do is reset us to what I have to, can we say, factory standard. Come to a still stance. And stand in your stance. And just notice, do you stand with more weight on one foot than the other? And most of us do. So that's information. Is it because of a hip thingy, a knee thingy, a spine thingy? That's what we'll try to sort out. Now, also notice, is there more forward leaning? So that's would be what they call the red light reflex, where we are restricted on the front. Or is there a lot of tension on the back, where we feel more restricted on the back? Hey, Roberta. And then add to that conundrum and speculations is what they call the trauma reflex, where we can have a shortening on one side. So here I often invite you to lift the heels one at a time, keep the knees straight. And you may notice that one hip is a little happier coming up than the other. And so that indicates something is going on in the lateral part of our bodies. It can be the waist. It can also be the side chest. So we will tend to all of this if we can even out here along with this. So think of your torso as 4 quadrants. We have the 2 upper and the 2 lower. So with that information, let's come on to your mat. I'm going to aim this screen down a little bit. I've waited for this all day, haven't you? So as you come onto your back body, and take a sloppy shavasana. And then notice first your right to left side. Are you listing to one side? Does one buttock cheek lay a little flatter than the other? That would indicate there's some imbalance. And then also notice these 4 quadrants in your trunk. Do they feel the same, the lower 2 and the upper 2? Maybe one shoulder blade lays a little flatter for whatever reason. So we don't have to really ponder, well, there was this and then there was that. We're simply sensing and observing. Sliding the arms out as high as is comfortable. Out and up. So they're just resting either up to the side or back over the head. And then we begin with our little heel pushes. They're pressing out through the right heel. And then let it go. And then repeat, pressing out through the heel, letting it go. So this has been a friend of ours this month. Feeling the front of the shin contracting. And then begin to invite the hip down with the heel. And then let it go. So a gentle sideways movement of the hip. Remember, don't strain, don't force, don't push. If you experience discomfort, back off. Back off to where the movement happens without any discomfort. And that may mean it is only in your mind. It still works the motor cortex. And that's what we are really working on. Now, next time you return to neutral, just let it go. Letting it go, breathing in and out. And then reach your fingers back. Just give a little bit of an arm stretch, not the ribs, not following, and then let that go. And then reach back, stretch the arm back. Stretch the fingers, and then let that go. Do it one more time. Stretching back, letting it go. And I will make the movement a little bit bigger by taking the ribs back. And we reach a little bit further. And we let it go. Again, moving without discomfort. There's ease. Teaching your body that movement, full range of movement, is easy, not a struggle. One more time, ribs draws back, and then we'll add the leg and the hip in, opposite. So the left side contracts, the right side elongates, extending and relaxing. An easy and gentle rhythm. The head may roll a little bit, maybe to the left. Now, what happens if you contract your left waist, pulling ribs down towards the hips and the hips up to the ribs? So we're both lengthening on the right, but we're also adding an action on the left. I'll do it one more time. And then letting go. Letting go. Rest your arms in a way that's comfortable. Pausing. Sensing your right lateral side. Sensing the left. And sensing the breath into your upper two quadrants and the lower two quadrants. Do they feel the same? Or does the breath flow a little easier into one side than the other? Let's slide the arms up again as high as it's comfortable. And we begin now with the left heel pressing out. And let go. Easy and gentle. Make this as easy and enjoyable as you can. Not pushing, not forcing. You're not exercising. You're relaxing into an easy movement. Taking the hip down. Again, gently. Not overthinking it. Just letting the left leg slide down a little bit further. And by taking the hip down, we get a little bit more movement maybe. And we're just going to let it go. Letting it go. Let everything pull. And then we'll reach the left arm back. Spread the fingers and relax. So my arm is a little bit out to the side, not straight back. Just in an easy way. The connective tissue that wraps around fingers, hands, and arm also wraps around the heart and the lungs. So any restriction here directly affects the heart and the lungs. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? Let's take the ribs back too. We get a little bit more reach. Reaching back. I invite you to close your eyes so you can keep your awareness fully on the inside. How does this feel compared to the first side? And now let's begin to lengthen up through the left leg. Heel and hip travels down. Easy. So easy. And you may find that it feels natural to contract the right waist by drawing the hips down and the hips up and the ribs down. Does that help facilitate this little hip slide and the opening off the left side? Do it one more time. Reaching out and everything relaxes. Take the arms down and pause. Pause and observe. The quadrants again, 2 upper, 2 lower. As you breathe in and out, do they expand easily to facilitate your breath? And we'll bend up the knees. Relax your arms wherever it is comfortable. Breathing into the belly and out of the belly. And let this be the invitation on the next in-breath to begin to contract the low back. So there's a gentle rocking forward towards the feet, and then exhale, releasing. And take a breath in and out. And breath in for nothing. And then exhale, flattening the low back and hollow the belly out. And releasing back to neutral. We'll take a buffer breath again. And on the next in-breath, begin arch forward. So the low back contracts and lift away from the floor. And exhale, releasing the contraction. Slowly release. Take a breath in for nothing. And exhale, hollow out the belly. Let this be the action that flattens the back. So that the skinny look, pulling the belly down as hard as you can. And if you're not sure, you can place a hand on the lower abdomen because we can flatten the back and poof the belly up. And that means we are not getting one of the main players into the game, the abdominis transversus. Let's take a full breath in and out, buffer breath. And we'll do it one more time. Inhale, arch. Feel the contraction of the muscles on the low back, nothing else. And exhale, slowly float back to neutral. Inhale, breath in for nothing. Exhaling, flattening by hollowing out the belly. And slowly release, back to neutral, buffer breath. So this arch and flatten in every class, it is the basics for pretty much all of our movements. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, gently arch the back. Muscles contract, sensory nerves are giving us that feedback. And we exhale, release the contraction, releasing the contraction. Breath in for nothing, and exhale, hollowing out the belly. Pull the belly button to the spine and then up under the ribs. And slowly release. The three areas that are very common for holding tension in our bodies is the lower abdomen, the shoulders, and the jaw. Let's interlace the hands and place them behind the head. The arch and curl. So now we are working with the upper chest, where the arch and flatten address the lower quadrants. On the next in-breath, arching again. Belly poops out. And then as I exhale, I'm going to move right into the flattening, belly down, elbows in, and then lifting the head and the top of the shoulders by contracting the front seam. And then slowly release the head down. But keep the elbows in. Keep the elbows in. Take a breath here, and as you inhale, lift the elbows a little higher. So you're spreading the shoulder blades a little bit more. And let's count the elbows down. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Everything pulls. Tension on this front seam. The pecs across the chest and the belly. That pulls the whole body forward. And we're rolling in like a snail. So now we're rolling back out again. Let's do it again. Inhale, arch. And on the out breath, moving right into the flattening. Elbows lift up like they have magnets. And then contracting the front seam to lift the head and the top of the shoulders. And slowly release the front seam. So abdominis rectus, that overly celebrated muscle, if that's tight, oh, it's not good. We lift the elbows. And then slowly, 12, 11, 10, moving down, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Everything pulls. Breath in and out. We'll do it one more time. In breath and arch. Exhale. Flatten. Elbows in. Contract the front like an old-fashioned curl up. We're not going for the curl up, we're going for the uncurl up by slowly lengthening, releasing the muscle. We took it to the full contraction, and now we're lengthening it back out again. Once the head is down, relift the elbows, and then slowly 12, 11. Now pay attention. Do the shoulder blades feel even on your back? I think we're down at 7 now, maybe. 6, 5, 4. Is there jumpy and jitteriness on one side? 3, 2, 1. Letting go. Take the arms out, slide the legs long. Breathing in and out. What changed? The front seam. If we sit in front of a computer for long periods of time or standing hunched over a table, then it has to contract. It cannot not. And we're going to bend the knees up again. Bending the knees up, and take the hands behind the head once more. So now we're moving into the diagonal curl. Roberta, I think you may be unmuted. Would you do me a favor and mute? Thank you. So holding your left knee with your left hand, right hand behind the head. And then inhale, we're going to arch again. And exhale, flattening. And now rotating, drawing the right elbow across the center line. I'm not lifting very high. And then slowly derotate. All the way down, elbow comes all the way down. Breathing in and out. So now we are accessing both the outer and inner obliques. It's a really fascinating partnership they got going. The outer obliques is your side chest. The lower and deeper obliques are the waist. And as we are now rotating to the left, the right obliques pushes us into the rotation. The left contracts to help us, it like pulls us along. So see if you can sense that. Inhale, arch. And exhale, flattening and rotating, twisting to the left. And slowly unwind. Both internal and external obliques. Breathing in and out. And we'll do it one more time. Arching on the in-breath. And flatten and twisting to the left. And just enough. Your left shoulder is barely up, but the right is. So I don't want to really over shorten the front line here. I want to focus more on the rotation. And we turn back down. I'll release the left knee. Arms, slide the legs out. Breathing in and out. So here, you may notice if you compare your lower two quadrants with one another, how is the breath left to right, and what about the upper two quadrants? It may be subtle, it may be no difference at all, or it might be a big difference. We're going to bend the knees up, and we're going to do the other side. So we'll take the right knee, hold it with the right hand, left hand behind the head. And inhaling, arch. Exhale, flatten. And we rotate, we twist to the right. Just enough lift of the head and the left shoulder where we can make the rotation. And then as slowly as you can, return back home. So it is in that slow, controlled release that the big stuff happens. Inhale, arch. Exhale, flatten, rotating. Slowly return back. Buffer breath. And that big stuff is resetting the resting muscle tone. That is what allows our body to drift back into a neutral posture. One more time. Arch. Flatten. And up we come. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Easing down. Letting go. So easy. Can you believe this is good for you? It is so good. It feels so good. Every muscle gets a gentle workout, contracting, and then the big release. Breathing in and out and assess. Assessing how your body's resting and the breath. Sensory nerves firing, giving information to the brain fires, giving information to the motor neurons, which in turn shoots off the sensory again. So this is that loop that we are reestablishing for easy movement. Now let's bend up the knees. We'll take the arms behind the head again. And if this is uncomfortable for your shoulders, then you can have the arms out to the sides. We're going to hook the right leg over the left. Right leg hooks over the left. And then gently, as you inhale, letting the knees draw down to the right. And then exhale from your left waist. Contract and draw the knees back up. Now let's do that again. Moving at a pace that's comfortable. And return. Inhaling down, lengthening the left waist. And then exhale, contracting waist and outer hip. Coming up, a little sense of a flattening. Let's do it one more time. Now sliding your left elbow back. Sliding the left elbow back. And then return to center. Don't lift the head. Slide as far as is comfortable. We're working again on the upper outer obliques, but also the intercostals, the muscles between the ribs. When they clamp down, our lungs cannot expand as efficiently because the ribs are not accommodating. One more time. And then draw the legs to the right and the left elbow back. So we are closing the right side and we go back to center. And repeat. And return. Back and forth. Move at a pace that's comfortable, keeping the head down, sliding in the palms of your hands. And the next time you come up, let's uncross the legs, sliding the legs out, and relax the arm. Breathing in and out. Again, just a gentle awareness of the 4 quadrants in your trunk, 2 upper, 2 lower. How does the trunk move to receive the in-breath? I think we should repeat that on the other side. So we'll bend up the knees. Interlace the hands behind the head, and this time hook the left leg over the right. So this pose, if you have lumbar scoliosis, if you have a left lumbar scoliosis, you would only do it to the left. You would skip the right entirely. But often with scoliosis, there may be more than one curve. And so that's where it gets more intricate if there's a thoracic curve. This would also be very good, but we want to open the side that is concave, that's closed, not the side that's already open. Let's begin with the knees. Draw the knees down to the left. Contract the muscle coming back up. And again. Curious, playful, no strain, just gentle effort. Gentle effort, like your whole body has a gentle smile. If you notice your jaw is clamping down, your eyes are squeezing shut, you're working too hard. Allow yourself to back off. And then next time you come up to center, you're going to slide the right elbow back. And return. Back and forth. Now, if you notice there is an imbalance from right to left, you don't have to do the entire sequence. Some poses give us more bang for the buck. We all carry these imbalances in different places, but do it regularly to help your body reset back to that place where there is no undue wear and tear. Let's add the legs back in to the left. So it's a little polywoggy. No strain, definitely no pain. Back off, back off, back off. Well, we've all been so conditioned to do it the Nike way by pushing and forcing a little bit harder. But this just means the body just goes into a defensive mode. It begins to clamp down. So how easy can you make this? One more time. We're back at center. And we'll uncross the legs. Take the arms down. And pause. Breathing in and out. Maybe you're noticing that your body's laying a little flatter than when you started. Maybe the breath is a little deeper. We'll bend up the knees. We can't do the lateral sides without doing the side curl. That would be, I'm sure, illegal in some places. So support your head either on your arm. It can be bent or straight. You can also place pillows if this is uncomfortable. We're going to bend the knees up so we are in a 90 degree. So 90 degree at the hip and 90 at the knees. And we'll take the left hand to the waist, because now we are again going to access the inner obliques. So these muscles are really workhorses. They do two jobs. They are hip hikers, but they also rotators. So can you imagine 2 full-time jobs? Very different, but somehow they come through. So let's take a breath in for nothing. And as you exhale, lifting your left foot, keep the knees together, feeling that your waist is contracting on the left side. And slowly release the foot down. So again, it's imperative that we are sitting in a very straight back chair. And then inhaling again for nothing and exhale, lifting the hip. The waist contracts. We're moving the hip up towards the lower ribs and back together. Knees stay together. If you're feeling this in the hamstrings, you may be trying to lift the leg by pulling the heel towards the tush instead of towards the sky. It's a compensatory movement pattern. We all got them. Let's do it again. Breath in for nothing and lift. Waist contracts. Lowering back down. Let's put the headband on. So the top arm, the left arm wraps around the head. Left arm wraps around the head. The bottom arm is just still exactly where we left it. So now we're going to access the outer obliques. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, contract. Pull the ribs together. This will lift the head up. And slowly lower down. Lateral flexion. Take a breath in and out. A breath in for nothing. And we'll repeat. Exhaling. Contract the ribs together. Squeeze them together. And then slowly lengthening back out. I always think of a roll-top desk when I do this movement. Let's do it one more time. Breath in for nothing. And contract. Pull the ribs together. And that lift the head. And we lower down. So now let's put these two together. Take a breath in for nothing. And exhale, head and heel. So we're contracting the whole side seam. We're drawing the hip towards the armpit, armpit towards the hip. And lowering leg, lowering head. Let's take a breath in and out. And we'll do it again. Breath in for nothing. Exhale, lifting at the lower leg, lifting the head by contracting the whole mid-seam. Mid-seam contracts, armpit towards hip, hip towards armpit. And lowering down. Take a breath in and out. And then one more time. Breath in for nothing. And exhale. Contract the whole left side. Keep looking straight forward. Squeeze and release. Slide your hand to the back of the head. We're going to roll onto our back with the upper part of our back. So the left shoulder goes towards the floor, but the hips stay where we left it. We'll take the right arm out to the side. So now we are putting the obliques to their full potential. Let's start with an arch. On the next inhalation, there's this little catawonky arch. And as you exhale, flatten your right side. And then you're going to de-rotate up, contracting the whole left side, lifting up. And then slowly release back out into the twist. I'm opening back out into the twist. Letting my left elbow relax out to the side. Buffer breath. And as we inhale, we'll arch again. Breathing into the left lung and then exhale. Flatten the right side. De-rotate. Lifting up, side bending. And releasing back out. I'll take another buffer breath. And one more time. Breath in for nothing. Exhale. Coming up. De-rotate. And releasing back out. Here we're going to slowly find our way onto our back. With as little effort as possible. Pause. Assess what happened with this movement. Sensing the back body. And sensing the breath in these four quadrants. And then let's come on to the other side. I'll spin about so I can see you. Supporting your head in a comfortable way, so no strain again. And then pulling the knees up. 90 degrees at the hip, 90 degrees at the knees. The gaze is straight forward. And we'll take the right hand to the waist, the internal obliques. Let's take a breath in for nothing. And exhale. Contract the waist. It's like a door we're swinging open. And then slowly release. The waist releases down. Buffer breath. And again, breath in for nothing. And exhale. Lifting, contracting. So our whole body are levers and pulleys. Slowly release. Buffer breath. One more time, breath in for nothing. And exhale. Contract. The door swings open. We let go. Is this side the same as the other side? Is it easier? Is it harder? How is it different if it is different? Let's put the headband on. So take your right arm over the head. Catch your left ear. Breath in for nothing. And exhale, contract your right ribs, pull them close together. And we got lift off. Slowly open the side chest. Your gills. Breath in and out. And again. Contracting the out breath. And slowly lengthening out. Buffer breath. One more time. On the out breath, pull the gills closed. We lengthen back up. Let's put them together. Breath in for nothing. And exhale. Contract the entire right sideways. Ribs to hips, hips to ribs. And lower down. Allow the muscles to let go. Buffer breath. These buffer breaths are really important. It resets. On the next out breath, lifting again. Contract the sideways. So notice if you're trying to lift the head by pulling on it with your arm, don't do that. And we'll release down. And we buffered. We'll do it one more time. On the out breath, contract and lift. Slowly, slowly, slowly lengthen the right side out. We'll take the hand to the back of the head and begin to release the right shoulder towards the floor, and left arm comes out to the side. Remember, you can always add blankets or towels under the heads if it's uncomfortable. So you want to be comfortable. This is not toughen you up, suffering kind of event. Remember. Let's inhale and arch. Arch the back. So it's a side arch. Exhale, flatten. Side flatten. And we're going to de-rotate up. So now it is mainly the external obliques. Though, but remember, your lower left obliques are helping you get up too. But slowly release back out. So now we are working on the diagonal. Breathing in and out. In breath, arch. Exhale, flatten. And de-rotate. Contract the gills on the right. Moving back towards center. And we slowly soften back out again. Buffer breath. In breath for nothing. No, that's our arch. Thank you for catching that. Exhale, flatten, side flatten, left side down, which helps us pull up. Side, and releasing all the way out. All the way out. So sliding your left arm up, we're going to roll over onto the belly. Onto the belly. So we've been on our back, we've been on our sides, on the belly. Bend your right arm up, take the left arm down alongside. So the left arm hangs out along the left hip. And then turning your head, looking at your right arm, the elbow. If this is uncomfortable for your neck, adjust in any way that feels good to you. On the next in-breath, lift and look over your right shoulder. Lift the head, just the head. I was not very clear on that. And then slowly releasing down. We'll take a buffer breath here. We're working with the rectus spine day. Your six-pack on the back body. We'll do that again. And the next inhalation, lift the head, look over the shoulder. Let your hips be a little buoyant here. Let the hips be a little buoyant. You can feel this muscle contracting all the way up the back. And then slowly releasing down again. Breathing in and out. And we'll do it one more time. Lift the head, look over the shoulder. And releasing down. And we're going to go right for the big Lebowski here. Let's inhale and press the hips down. Lift the head, lift the arm, lift the left leg. And then peek under your right arm. Peek under the right arm. And lower down. So we added a rotation to the lift. I know that was kind of harsh right out of the gate. Don't worry about it. We're just going to do two more. So a buffer breath. When you're ready, inhale, press the hips down, lift the arm, the head, and the left leg, and then peek under the shoulder, under the armpit, under the elbow. So rotate and lower back down. Buffer breath. Last one. When you're ready, inhale, hips presses down, left leg up, right arm head, and a little rotation. Look under your elbow, peekaboo, and down we come. Take your left arm up, and then press both forearms down, and turn the head. Look at your left elbow, take the right arm down. Pause. When you're ready, lift the head, look over your left shoulder. And back down. Buffer breath. And again. Lift and look over. Hips are lifting up now. Let them float up with the head. This is a movement the babies do to help strengthen the spine, to prepare them for walking. One more time, lift, look over the shoulder. And down. And we're gonna move right into the big Lebowski again. When you're ready, inhale, press the hips down and lift your left arm, head, and right leg, and then rotate. Look under the elbow And we lower down again. That's a little intense, I know. Only go as high as is comfortable. The muscles can contract without movement. So initiate with contraction. Let's do it again. On the in-breath, press the hips down. Contract, lifting the leg. Arm, head, and rotate. Peek under the left elbow. And lower down. Buffer breath. One more time. When you're ready, inhale, press the hips down. Lift the leg, right leg. Left arm, peek under. And down. And then as lazily as you can, let's roll over onto the back. Rolling onto the back. Now we're ready to consolidate. Straightening the legs out. Interlace the fingers and press the palms to the sky. Draw the legs together. Inhale, let's take the arms overhead. Press out through the heels. Everything hugs to the midline. We'll take the arms up. Switch the interlace of the hands, pressing the palms to the sky. Shoulder blades are spreading. And again, take the arms overhead and hug everything into the midline. I'll take the arms up so we can relax them down and just pause here. Pausing in a Shavasana. Breathing in and out. Noticing how the body's resting. What are the sensations? Feeling these soft vibrations throughout your body. So we are waking up the sensory nerves, giving our brain more information about our body, which it needs to support healthy movement. If the brain forgets that a body part exists because we don't use it, it's not going to ask the motor neurons to fire in that area. It becomes more and more sluggish. Now let's wiggle fingers and toes. We'll bend up the knees. We'll draw the knees in. Rock from side to side. Invite you to come over onto right or left side and just pause here. And we'll use our arms and hands to press up into a comfortable seated posture. So I do like to end all the classes with Om Shanti, 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 Om, as I feel that our world now more than ever in my experience needs love and peace, the energies of love and peace extended outward. So the three Shanti, Shanti, Shantis, one for the world, one for everybody in your life, and one for your inner heart center. Invite you to bring your palms together and either join me or listen and set the intentions for peace. Deep breath in. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. Thank you.